All right, folks, hey, as you could probably tell, I'm not in my backyard, not in my office. I'm in Durango, Colorado, on a little excursion with my wife. We went and saw my son for a week, and then we went to Telluride, Colorado, a ski village, and now I'm in Durango, going on a train ride to Silverton tomorrow, just taking, a few weeks to enjoy our country here in the United States. Hey, one of the things I did on this trip, in addition to see all these sights and people, is I completed a book called Ego is the Enemy by Ryan Holiday. Check it out. You can get it on Libby for free, which is a library, your local library app here in the United States. And you can also see it free on YouTube. Just type in Ego is the Enemy, Ryan Holiday, and it's about, I think it's 6 hours. Fantastic read, fantastic. I took some notes on it, 2 pages of notes. I'm going to cover the highlights for you here. So, number one, we have a tendency as human beings to seek stuff that strokes our ego, okay? Our role as a provider. My job is to bring home the money, my kids, my family, they respect me. I kill the moose and bring them into the cave, right? I provide the vacations, I have this boat, I have this car. It's my ego. We look for things to stroke our ego. Ego can lead to talk only, no action, okay? So talk becomes the accomplishments. Nobody better to describe or to illustrate this than politicians. Politicians talk about what they're going to do, what they believe. They get in office. Rarely do they do 10%. It's probably 1% of what they say they're going to do. The talk becomes the accomplishment because I want to solve this homeless problem. I'm a good person. I may take no action to solve it, but I'm a good person, and that becomes the accomplishment. We got to be careful of that in our work lives. Let's see, we fail to act. We talk about retiring, we talk about our nest egg, we talk about what we want to do in retirement, but do we pull the trigger or do we keep working one more year? Number 3, myths are made in the retelling of actual events. In our jobs, I loved my job. I say that. I really enjoyed my career. I'm glad I picked that career, but I don't have any regrets of leaving that career. When I retell my work life, I forget about the fears. I forget about the failures, the doubts, the times I was pissed off, the bad bosses, the poor management decisions that I had to follow and implement. I love my job. Really? Or are you creating a myth from those stories? Are you creating stories that are actual myths to real events? I have the unique perspective of looking back 5 years till when I was employed. And ego was a driver. I can see that more clearly now. Number 4, hey, got a thought experiment for you. Imagine you're in the mind of your 30-year-old self, okay? You're still 55, you're still 60, whatever, but you have the mind that you had, the hopes and dreams and aspirations for your life that you had when you were 30. You got the assets you currently have. Would your 30-year-old self tell you to retire now, live life on your terms, on your time? Or is your ego creating new accomplishments and new standards for you since you're probably more successful than you thought you were going to be when you were 30? When I was 30, I hoped to become a job grade 18 engineer. That was the pinnacle of a 30-year career at a large manufacturing company, be a senior staff engineer. Job grade 18. I retired as a 23. 23, okay? Now, hey, big ego burst there, for me, big ego, but your 30-year-old self would have said, hey, Joe, why not stop at a 22? Why not stop at a 20? You've already been successful. What happens to us is when we're successful, we look for the next mountain to climb, the next success thing. Ego leads to envy, okay? And with envy, you say you want $1 million, you want $500,000, you got a pension, whatever your finances need to be successful. But it leads to envy, and you say, hey, I wish I had $2 million. I wish I had $3 million. I wish I had what Joe has. I wish I had the car that Joe has. My 2012 minivan, 200,000 miles. I know you all want it. Okay, point number 5. Ego needs recognition from outsiders. It's not fulfilled by yourself and your personal goals. You need that outside recognition. No, really? I mean, really, it's the disease of me, the disease of me. It's why professional sports teams that get their title, they get the Stanley Cup, the World Cup, the Super Bowl, the World Series. Why do they have a problem repeating? It's because of the disease of me. Their ego gets so big, okay? The ego gets so big. Okay, number 6. And this is appropriate for me here in the mountains of Colorado. A view from outer space or from the mountains helps check your ego and lets you see really how small you are. Generations have walked before me and in the exact same steps. I don't remember their names. What's it all about? You are connected to the cosmos, but you're pretty small. I'm pretty small. Let's talk about me, okay? Choice. You have a choice. You can have a live time or you can have dead time. A live time means life on your terms. You control your time, you control what you do, you control what you call an accomplishment, all those things. Dead time is getting through the week, making it to the weekend. It's living for vacations, living for tomorrow, and then one more year, right? Good chance humanity is not going to care at all. Good chance. What choice do you make if you're going to do a live time or dead time? Humanity won't care. 100 years from now, who cares? Number 8, you alone set your standards for success. You alone, I alone set my standards. It's not the promotions. It's not the external gratification. It's not completing a project. It's not working 40 years, not working 35, not working 30. It's not getting video likes, okay? It's not getting subscribers. Although I love subscribers. Hit like and subscribe right now. Leave a comment. Tell me where you're from. It's insane today, the external validation that we need. And it is hard for me. And this YouTube channel kind of makes it a little hard for me because, you know, I see the subscriber count. I see the watch hours. I see the views that I get. And this trip has made me reflect on how important that really is. What's really important for me is to get this content out and to help people. I really like helping people through my story. I'm not trying to be right. Hopefully I'm not wrong, but I'm trying to help you with my story. Maybe it'll give you more confidence. Maybe it'll give you, just some guidance on decisions that you need to make about your retirement. Okay, you alone set your standards. Okay, in conclusion with this book, for this retirement community, check your ego at the door. Live your life on your terms, not for society. What matters to me is my faith, my family, my relationships. It's easier for me to see this and see my ego, rather, after being retired 4.5, 5 years, okay? It's easier to see those drivers in my life along the way. Not saying I would change much about my work career, but I have zero regrets at all backing out of my work career at the age of 54 when I had enough. So when are you going to have enough? Or when are you going to decide that, what your standards of success are? No regrets. This is Joe out.